Hello and welcome to Star Citizen Sunday with me, Ryan, aka Sifu Messiah. This is a weekly show which covers everything from the world of Star Citizen over the past week. Links can be found in the description for everything we discuss, so let's get on with it. If you are still to sign up to the RSI website, please use my referral code as shown on screen or in the description, and you'll receive 5,000 United Earth credits which can be spent in the Voyager Direct store for your ships, your character, or whatever you choose. You don't have to spend anything to sign up. It's only once you pledge that I'll be granted an RP point, which will get me some little rewards in the future. So in part 2 of this week's Star Citizen Sunday, your questions about the Saber get answered, plus we get an update on where Star Marine and the baby PU is. So instead of just a Star Marine update, they have included the Alpha 2.0 or baby PU within this update as well. So starting with the Alpha 2.0 update, they say the Planet Crusader map is huge and will have several new points of interest to explore in your ship and on foot. They introduce several basic missions and AI encounters, and all encounters will have a random element to keep us guessing and give us a taste of what Star Citizen is becoming. Now they also say brace yourself for some new gameplay elements, the basic implementation of refuel, repair and restocking systems, so you'll need to pay attention to your quantum travel fuel tank. They're also going to introduce the first green zone that enforces non-combat areas. They say it's a big step to building the bigger picture, and this is quite interesting. Obviously the green zones will be the safe areas, and as soon as you go out of this area then you are open for PvP encounters. Now the FPS team are working hard to get the basic movement and gunplay feeling good, which we'll get onto when we talk about the Star Marine update. They say the new IFCS systems have been tested for a few days and soon will be ready. This includes Super Cruise, which is between quantum travel and the standard flight that we currently have, which is space combat maneuvering, and Precision Mode, which allows you to maneuver your ship with fine details so you're not crashing into asteroids or other ships. They're also giving EVA the IFCS makeover, so it'll give it more of a natural and precise maneuvering, which will be very important when again you're maneuvering around ships, trying to fix up your ship and maybe mining. So on to Star Marine. Now they say the deeper features are taking a back seat now, and they are focusing more on basic movement and gunplay to get it available for the Crusader map. They want to make sure that the time you spend out of your ship is a good experience. 2.0 will not include certain systems like the score system or the Star Marine lobby UI, which makes sense, but Star Marine will return once they have the 2.0 finished, and hopefully they say that the action on the Bravo station within the Crusader map will keep it going till then. So on the gameplay and engineering side, they have added extra missions into the asteroid fields. They have added research stations as well as storage stations. The green zone works to prevent fire from around the main base. EVA animation systems improved, including the fall and play to make death and hit reactions look super realistic, they say. They've added a quantum fuel tank so players' fuel reserves will deplete. They have improved the procedural FPS camera sway. They've improved the AI to avoid space obstacles. You'll be able to zero-G out of airlocks. They've added a toggle for the ID signal. This is quite interesting. So your ship emissions, which are what make you appear on the radar, can be toggled on and off as and when you please, which is something I was thinking of having a profile for myself. So if I'm just flying along and a fleet of Vandal or a fleet of pirates come flying past, you can quickly switch all your systems off and sort of go dark as such, which I'm very glad that they've added that feature in. They've got journal improvements, which I assume will be something to do with your mobiGlas, maybe keeping track of missions. They've added player entering green zone notifications. They've optimized the radar for landing areas. Vehicle destruction, external and internal with the physics grids, is in progress, and they are putting the PCAP animations onto the FPS character rigs. Now onto UI. The mobiGlas mission manager initial implementation has been completed. The quantum travel HUD has had some additions. They've now added quantum fuel gauges. Quantum travel points of interest markers have been improved, and the new airlock screens are now being implemented. So onto art. The repair drone visual effects have been improved. The Constellation, the Cutlass and the Retaliator has entered final art setup and balance, and the Crusader map environment has entered final art and is getting some optimization. Animation side, the full no weapon animation set is being finalized. Gun sway, weapon canting and recoil procedural animations were tweaked by a strike team of animators, engineers and designers, and they are on track to finish next week, which will mean this week. And they've also fixed pistol reload animations. So in the audio department, they have begun work on dialogue editing. They are working to improve ship audio as a whole. They're investigating on how to improve the breathing manager for ships and FPS combat for the sounds, this is. They're also tweaking audio for FPS weapons and gadgets. They're focused on the pistol and ballistic assault rifle audio and med pen. They're expanding a variety of footsteps heard on surfaces, and improvements to the breathing manager have been made. So, finally, the blocking issues. They say it's mainly network and multiplayer issues on a functional side. They're also looking at work needed to get it ready for release. So there's lots of bugs getting fixed and a lot of polishing, including performance improvements, which is excellent news. The AI are not spawning into encounters, something about the triggers not playing correctly, which they are looking into. There is a bug with the physics grid on single-seater ships. You are not able to walk around properly and you appear to fall to the back of the ship, which does need fixing. And also, EVA flight is too difficult, it needs fine-tuning. Now, this was just a snippet of all the bits they're working on the blockers. There are others. These, I think, are the more significantly important. So, with the release of the Aegis Saber, there was a Q&A to go with it, so it clears up some of the questions you may have. First question being, can you tell us anything about the planned variants for the Saber? And they say there are no variants planned at this time. The Saber was designed for a single purpose. Next question is, what does the ninja-like reference mean? And can you elaborate on what a multi-role stealth ship is? And they say it has the ability to lurk at the edge of a combat zone undetected. It can infiltrate quickly without raising alarms, hit hard, and use its speed and capabilities to get out quickly. It's multi-role with its twin internal bomb bays with a variety of payloads. So moving on, why would someone pick the Saber over the Hornet Ghost or vice versa? Now they say the Hornet is a tank and it can take a big beating. The Saber is not as tough and relies on its ability to remain undetected and its array of shields to keep it safe. The Saber was built from the ground up to be stealthy, whereas the Ghost was actually retrofitted. The Ghost is still going to be a very stealthy ship compared to the other ships, but it won't be as impervious to radar as the Saber will be. So, some cool gameplay mechanics coming out of that one. Next question, what is the deal with the coloured cockpit glass? And they say it's a cool touch from the designer. They will evaluate it from a gameplay side as it goes through the pipeline, but it won't impact the pilot's view, so there's no worries there. But to me, it sounds like a good idea to make it so that it sort of blocks your cockpit light, because red light is very difficult to see at range. So that could be one way of putting it in there. Anyway, next question is, will the Saber be able to have a full gimbal setup, and to what extent can we gimbal the weapons? And they say absolutely, it has 4 size 3 hard points, so you could either have 4 size 3 fixed or 4 size 2 gimbaled or a mixture between the two. They say that the weapons will actually completely retract into the hull to keep the cross section down, which is very cool. So next question is, with the Gladius as a short range fighter and the Vanguard as a long range fighter, where does the Saber fit in? And they say it fits in as pretty much a medium fighter, but falling towards the lighter end of medium. So moving on, can it store any cargo? And nope, it has no storage capabilities at all. Next question, does it come with a jump drive? And they say yes, jump drives come as standard with the Sabres. Quite bullet point questions these. Next one, will it be the fastest ship in Arena Commander when it arrives with its 2 TR3 engines? And they say TR rating does not indicate faster speed, but it will be fast. However, obviously all the stats are subject to change, as we know. So next question, is there an interior beyond the cockpit? And nope, there is no accessible interior. The rest of the ship houses its low power components. So second to last question, how well will the Saber handle? Will it be easy to transition to for a Gladius pilot? And it says it will handle very similar to the Gladius. The thrusters are in a similar position as to the Gladius was, but with a little extra weight. And finally, the last question, does it fit in the Idris? I'm pretty sure we all know the answer to that. So also this week we had a Star Marine Armor work in progress post with some cool images, which I'll show up a little bit now. Chris Roberts wrote a letter in regards to the 1 million backers. If you don't know, over the course of last week, we reached the 1 million backer mark. It is way over that now, but as a way of saying thank you, they are removing the Arena Commander $5 entry fee, so it no longer costs, if you buy a package without alpha access, you don't need to buy a $5 pass to Arena Commander, and they have refunded all those who have bought an Arena Commander package by giving them 5,000 United Earth credits to spend on the Voyager Direct store. Now everyone who has an alpha access package already will be rewarded 10,000 United Earth credits, which is very lovely. There was a new clean shot, which is titled Vega Relief, and I am still to read this, but it does sound like maybe the Vandal attacks have eased off on Vega 2. Finally, a new jump point is out for subscribers, so if you're a subscriber, go and check it out. So don't forget to check out our affiliate links below for some great deals and offers. Anytime a product is bought, we will get a little kickback. So yet again, we have come to the end of the show. I just want to say a big thank you to all our subscribers and a massive thank you to all our patrons. You are truly helping our channel grow If you are interested or able to help us out in way of a monthly donation from as little as $1 to any amount you deem fit, check out our Patreon page in the description. This really helps our channel to create more videos, better quality videos, and it allows us to get better hardware, better software, plus it allows us to spend more time on creating the videos. Don't forget to subscribe, comment if you have anything to say, show me the love by hitting the like button, and share it with all your friends and enemies. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you in next week's show.